Halo? Już jesteśmy chyba na żywo. Okej, już patrzę. Już wyłączę tą muzykę, żeby nam nie przeszkadzała, gdy będę mówił. Może tam później sobie włączymy, ale dzisiaj mam taką fajną gierkę, bardzo klimatyczną, więc no więc tam jest, ogólnie tam jest spoko muzyka, więc już zmieniam scenę. Okej, przechodzę sobie do gry. No i już chyba słyszycie, nie wiem czy nie będzie tak głośno ta muzyka, więc na wszelki wypadek ciszę. Głosy angielski, tylko napisy polski. Rozdzielczość pełen ekran, ok. Więc tu mamy wszystko naszykowane. Jeszcze sobie przeczytam. Znaczy nie przepraszam. Zobaczę czy dzień działa. Tylko napisy polski. Dobra. Wszystko fajnie działa. Tą muzyczkę sobie podgłośnimy i dialogi sobie podgłośnimy. Okej, więc sobie zacznę w tutaj grę. A, to jest moja gra. To już kiedyś grałem. Nie wiedziałem czy ona się usunęła, czy nie, bo tam robiłem... Tam usunąłem niechcący jakiś tam folder i wszystkie na save poszło. No więc stworzymy sobie nową grę. Okej. Teraz na chwilę będę cicho, żebyście mogli to obejrzeć. Ogólnie gierka jest bardzo klimatyczna. Naprawdę.
I don't know. It's too soon to say. We should let him rest. He's been very feeble for weeks. He can't get up. He doesn't speak. Do you think we should call a doctor?
Call a doctor? Here?
You're right. Let's just hope he wakes up one of these days.
To jest obóz
Come on, my friend.
co się leczy.
Don't give up.
Okay. That Synchronicity, tomorrow comes today. Później z tym cytatem tomorrow comes today będzie wątek w grze, ale to nie będę wam zdradzał. I nie przeszedłem jeszcze całej gry oczywiście, tam jestem może w 1/4.
Wake up, Michael. Come on, you have to wake up.
Ok, jeszcze zanim zaczniemy, zacznę sobie tutaj wszystko dźwięk słychać na live.
Wake up, Michael.
Ok, działa dźwięk. Kim jesteś? Kto tu jest? Kim jesteś? Dlaczego się ukrywa? Co się stało? Kim
Who
jest?
are you? Who's there?
Please, Michael, wake up. Wake up.
This silence. And this darkness. Where am I? Damn it. I can't remember.
Ogólnie nie będę wam jeszcze zdradzał co się stało. Ja już niestety wiem. Ale na początku gry to się wszystko wyjaśni. powiem wam jeszcze, że jak grałem, jak włączyłem pierwszy raz tą grę i sobie ją chyba włączył jakoś 22, już było ciemno, to trochę klimacik był.
What's happening? What is this place? Please, tell me.
Michael, please wake up. You have to wake up.
Michael? Is that my name? Please tell me where I am. I can't remember anything. Where are you? Where are you hiding?
Wake up, Michael. Please wake up. Wake up now.
No i chyba teraz się już
Don't
zacznie
go.
gra.
Please, come back. Come back. This silence. This darkness. This emptiness.
Okej, to jest lampa naftowa. Później ją zapali. Akt 1. Obóz pełen szczurów. Okej. Mamy naszą lampę naftową gotowe. O, jakiś gość.
Good morning. I hope you're feeling better.
But
Now don't be alarmed. I'm glad you feel strong enough to get out of bed. That's wonderful news. I must say you're looking much better, considering what you've been through, of course.
who are you?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive my manners. You've been with us for so long that I forgot that you don't know who we are. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rod Atkinson. I was the director of the Municipal Property Registry before, well, you know, before the world collapsed on us.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Atkinson. But
No właśnie. Okej, zapytam się najpierw to.
what is this place?
You are in what I venture to call our home. Our humble, hopefully temporary home. This is one of the many trailers that make up the refugee camp. And believe me, we can consider ourselves lucky to live between these
No właśnie, to jest obóz dla uchodźców.
Most of the inhabitants of this hellhole, excuse my crude language, have nothing more than
No
plastic
właśnie.
tarps and cardboard for shelter.
Wait a second. Did you say refugee camp?
Yes, of course. The Facility for Temporary Accommodation of Disaster Victims is what they called it. You know, after the army declared martial law following the catastrophe. You look a little confused, if you don't mind my saying so. Do you really not know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I'm afraid not. Let me ask you.
No właśnie, to jest obóz dla uchodźców. Ogólnie stworzył ten obóz po katastrofie, tam jakiegoś wybuchu. W dalszej części gry tego się dowiemy. No i co tam powiedzieć? Ta rodzina, o której zaczynamy grę, mieszka właśnie w przyczepie. Natomiast większość ma po prostu szałasy. No i śpi tak w błocie. No później zobaczycie.
Can you tell me what I'm doing here?
Yes, of course. I think we owe you an explanation. A few days after the Great Wave, we found you lying in a ditch near the airport. You were badly injured and unconscious. We couldn't just leave you there. Someone had already stolen your luggage and identification. It was awful. So we decided to take care of you ourselves and brought you here. You've been with us ever since. By the way, I should tell you that when we found you, your clothes were ripped to shreds. So we threw them away. The clothes you're wearing now are mine. You'll find more things in that wardrobe. If you need anything, just help yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Atkinson. But
Wielka fala, o czym pan mówi? Powiedział pan z nami, kto jeszcze tu mieszka. No to będziemy wszystko po kolei się pytali. Ogólnie to jest jeszcze, dopowiem, przepraszam, że znowu przerwę. A dopowiem, że tutaj w tej grze to jest po prostu, my nie sterujemy postacią, znaczy sterujemy, ale nie chodzimy tak jak zawsze wsadem, tylko myszką. No i zbieramy ogólnie przedmioty, wymieniamy się, no i rozwiązujemy zagadki.
The Great Wave? What are you talking about?
Well, what would I be talking about? That damned, excuse my language, explosion that brought ruin to all of us. The origin of this filthy new world that now seems to be our permanent reality. But do you really not remember? Do you really not remember anything about all this?
I feel a little weak and dizzy, Mr. Atkinson. Excuse me. I'm afraid I can't. I can't remember a thing.
I see. There have been many cases like yours in the camp. Try to rest and not to get too agitated. Well, there's one thing I can tell you. You can consider yourself fortunate. There's nothing nice to remember about recent times, believe me.
Teraz zapytam się, kto jeszcze tu jest?
You said with us. Who else lives here?
Ah, yes, of course. I still haven't properly introduced my family to you. Now is a bad time, but I promise to make proper introductions later. My wife and I sleep in the other room, and, well, little Colin sleeps with us.
Colin?
Yes, Colin is our only child. Our one ray of hope since the catastrophe. I'm going to confess something to you. Colin is the only reason my wife and I still struggle to keep going in this new world. We would have given up a long time ago if it weren't for him.
Of course. I understand. So that was your wife's voice that woke me up a few minutes ago, right?
My wife? No, that's impossible. My wife has been with me in the other room the whole time. We haven't come out of there for hours. But I'm glad you're feeling better and are fully conscious now. I guess we could say you've been reborn. And although the circumstances aren't the best, simply being alive nowadays is practically a luxury. So, welcome to our home.
Okej.
From what you've told me, I see that you've saved my life. I'm very grateful, Mr. Atkinson.
No, please. You don't have to thank us. We just did what we had to. It's our moral obligation to uphold the ethical principles of civilization in this new world. But call me Rod, please. And, well, we also did it for Colin, you see. What kind of future does he face if we accept that it's every man for himself, that no one cares about anyone else? It's a terrifying prospect, don't you think? We're just doing whatever we can to avoid that future, that's all.
Rod! Rod!
Please excuse me, but I have to leave you now.
No, wait, please. What's happening? Don't go yet.
I'm sorry, I understand that you have a lot of questions to ask me. But now isn't the time. Believe me. I promise to answer each and every one of your questions in peace and quiet later. Sorry, but I have to go.
Rod, please, quickly!
Okay, all right.
Now that you're feeling better, you can go out and take a walk around the camp. But please be very careful out there. The world you knew before is gone. Heed my warning, don't touch anything. Don't talk to anyone, and don't get mixed up in anything.
A nie rozmawiaj z
At
nikim.
least until someone explains to you how things work in this new world, the Great Wave.
Wielki film. Dokładnie.
Everything
Zdaje
has
się
changed
katastrofa.
so much out there.
All right. Thanks for the advice.
Oczywiście, że będziemy rozmawiać.
One more thing
No,
before I go. You've been with us for quite a while now, and we don't even know what to call you. What is your name?
My name? Michael. My name is Michael.
Very pleased to meet you, Michael. We'll talk again later, I promise.
W tej grze właśnie rozmowa z ludźmi dużo daje.
That's what that disembodied voice called me. That must be my name. Wake up, Michael. That's all she said. Leaving me in this immense void where I can't remember anything. Great wave? New world? Refugee camp? But what the devil could have happened out there? I think it might be a good idea to go out there and take a look.
No, rozejrzymy się po okolicy. sobie tu położę myszkę. Okej. Ogólnie sterowanie jest bardzo proste. Tutaj myszką sterujemy, tu mamy podświetlane. Jak naciśniemy, przytrzymamy spację, to widzimy rzeczy, które możemy nacisnąć, te fioletowe dymki. Więc tu mamy walizkę naszą, nic z niej nie mamy. Jak ją się zamykało? Okej, tak. Wyjdziemy sobie na dwór. Okej, chyba się trochę długo ładuje, gdy się pierwszy raz wychodzi na dwór. Zobaczymy, co tu się stało. Okej, już jesteśmy.
Good God. What the hell happened here? Rod was right. I don't know what hit this place. But whatever it was,
To jest ten
struck at
obóz
its
właśnie.
very foundations without any mercy whatsoever. What's happening now?
You better hide, dude. Don't you know that it's dangerous to show your face when the cleanup brigades come into the camp? You're new here, aren't you?
Yeah, you could put it that way.
Well, welcome to your new home. I'm Hank, but everyone calls me the Hunter.
I'm Michael. But what's going on up there?
Nothing, Mike, just routine. The cleanup brigades are taking away a sick person, a dissolved. You know how it is, just doing their job. Ironically, that house belongs to one of the camp moles. Those traitorous scumbags.
Brigades, dissolved, moles. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't remember anything.
Oh, I see, you're a blankhead. Well, you better get up to speed real quick if you want to survive here, Mike. Find me if you need help, dude. I can get you whatever you need. Doesn't matter where it is, how fast it runs, or where it tries to hide. That's why they call me the Hunter.
All right, I'll remember that.
Come back here! Don't take her away! Don't you know who I am? Come back here!
They shot that poor man in cold blood. But why did they do that? Hey, Hank?
Okej, ja już wróciłem. Troszeczkę diergo minęło, bo telefon mi zadzwonił. Zabrali tą osobę, z tego co pamiętam. Nie wiem, czy ten łowca powiedział to, czy nie. No właśnie, już go nie ma. Rozpuszczeni są konfidenci. No, o co się dzieje?
But what's happening? What is this? What the hell's going on here? Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
No właśnie, rozpuszczeni to są tacy konfidenci, kreci, wiecie o co chodzi. Osoby, które donoszą władzom jakiegoś obozu czy jakiegoś miejsca, w tym wypadku właśnie tego obozu, brygadom sprzątającym, czyli służbom jakimś specjalnym. Dobra, porzucony samochód.
The half-scrap remains of a sports car that looks like a collector's item. From the style, it must have been worth a pretty penny a long, long time ago. But now, I'm afraid it's just scrap metal.
No dobra. Przyczepa
The
Roda.
enormous trailer that serves as a home for Rod and his family. I find it hard to imagine that this heavy old monstrosity ever traveled on the highway.
Okej. Okno. Możemy podejść do niego. Okej, jakiś...
From here, it looks like one of those metal boxes for Danish butter cookies. And judging from how worn it looks, I'd say that it's been reused over and over again.
Okej.
Rod seems upset and worried. What's going on in there?
Zaraz się dowiemy, co się dzieje.
That's Rod's wife. I heard her calling him from the other side of that door that just closed behind him. She looks worn out with those dark circles under her eyes. She looks like she hasn't slept in days.
Okej,
That
Colin.
must be little Colin, Rod's son. He looks unwell. Was that him I heard moaning in pain inside the trailer?
Okej, wiecie. Na razie odejdziemy od tego okna. Zapauzujemy grę. Okej, znowu jest ciemny ekran. Okej, zapauzujemy grę, zapiszemy sobie ją. I no, gdzieś tutaj sobie zapiszę, żeby mi się nie myliło. A nie można, tak? A nie, można. Na szczęście, dobra. Zapisz grę. Tak, chyba już jest zapisana. Kontynuuj. Okej. Wejdziemy sobie jeszcze ustawienia. Głośność dialogów sobie
Do I
podgłosimy.
know this person? Let's see what's in here. Please tell me where I am. Do I know this person? Please tell me where I am.
Tak, czy ciszej?
Please tell me
Chyba
where I am.
tak, dobra. Okej. I na razie wyciszę się i zaraz wracam. Okej, już jestem. Mi się, kurde, zrobiło mi się, samo mi się Wi-Fi w telefonie wyłącza i miałem ważną sprawę do załatwienia i nie mogę jego zrobić. Więc dobra, kontynuujemy sobie live'a. Drzwi samochodu. Mam taką rączkę wtedy, to możemy podejść i wziąć to albo zobaczyć.
Time has left these hinges bent and rusted. There's no way I'm going to be able to break open this door with my bare hands.
Zobaczcie, tu mam taką rączkę, a tutaj nie mamy, więc tutaj się klika lewym przyciskiem, a tutaj prawym, to jest sama informacja wtedy. Duży
It's
plac.
the lot outside Rod's trailer. The ground is covered with trash, scrap metal, and broken glass. Something tells me it might not be a good idea to walk around here barefoot.
No właśnie, może wrócimy do domu i się rozejrzymy najpierw w domu. Zobaczymy co tam jest. Lampa naftowa.
I'm not going to snuff out this oil lamp. This place looks sinister enough with light.
Okej.
This oil lamp is the room's only source of light. The flickering of the flame makes the room look ghostly, like in a dream, more like in a nightmare.
Okej, już kontynuujemy. Okej, chyba już będzie okej. Z moim telefonem, dobra. Chyba tak, piekarnik, zaczynamy. Piekarnik. Pokrywka.
There's a very worn old notebook hidden under the lid. The cover is practically falling off the spiral binding. It looks like someone stashed it here some time ago, and then forgot about it.
Dwie rzeczy zebraliśmy właśnie. Mamy pokrywkę i notatnik. Notatnik sobie zaraz zobaczymy. Okej. Chciałem to schować.
This oven is empty, dirty,
Puszki i
and
brud.
abandoned.
Dobra.
There's nothing left in there that can interest me.
Chwila już. Aż tutaj ogarnę jedną sprawę. Sekunda. Okej, dobra. I już chwilkę. Zrobię tutaj to, co miałem zrobić. Okej, dobra, już, chwila, kończę. Dobra. Okej, możemy kontynuować. Patrzcie, że szpacy, co tu mamy. Brudne naczynia.
Pile of frying pans, plates, and dirty silverware waiting to be washed. Ugh, this place smells like a cheap, greasy spoon.
Okej. Szafa. Okej, najpierw zobaczymy zamknięte drzwi.
It's no use. It won't open. I heard Rod bolt it from inside.
No dobra. Łóżko, zobaczymy. Rozgrzebane łóżko.
A depressing sight. A damp mattress on a bed frame and dirty, rumpled sheets. This is the bed where I've been convalescing all this time.
Okej, usunięta pościel.
Well, look at that. When I pulled back the sheet, part of it got torn on the spring sticking out of the bed frame. I hope Rod doesn't notice.
Okej, zepsułem łóżko.
The mattress still shows the imprint of my body. I must have been lying on it much longer than I thought.
Dobra. Rodzinne
It's an
zdjęcie.
unframed snapshot, stuck directly on the wall of the room. Two adults and a child smiling at the camera in what looks like an enormous yard. One of them is Rod, my host.
Okej. Co teraz możemy zobaczyć? Szafa. Okej, szafa.
Impossible. It's locked. I'm afraid my host forgot to unlock it before he left.
Powiedział, że możemy skorzystać i nie otworzył. To nie jest gospodarz. Dobra, zostawiam to
The bed
sprawdzić.
frame under the mattress is so battered that one of the springs is turned into a very sharp protruding object.
Okej. Powiem wam może jeszcze, dlaczego robię z tej gry live'a, a nie nagrywam tego odcinka. Miałem plan, żeby zrobić tego serię z tej gry, ale zobaczcie, jest chyba już ponad pół godziny live, a tak naprawdę jeszcze się nic zbytnio nie wydarzyło. Po prostu ta gra jest idealna na live'y, gdzie jest dużo czasu, można się pogadać, porozmawiać. No i tak ogólnie mamy i tak zapnę live, możecie sobie potem to obejrzeć jako odcinek, więc myślę, że bez problemu. Okej, ja muszę jeszcze na chwilę się wyciszyć i zaraz wracam. Okej, dobra, już jestem, już myślę, że już nie będziemy robić przerw. Już wszystko sobie zrobiłem, co musiałem. Dobra, kontynuuj. Tu chyba już wszystko zrobiłem. Sprawdziłem chyba wszystko. Rozgrzałem łóżko, brudne naczynia.
With the glass in the door broken and that thick coating of grease lining it, I doubt anything's been baked in this oven for a long time.
Okej, dobra. Zacznijmy sobie właśnie te rzeczy, które zdobyliśmy. Pokrywka. Mogę ją wziąć.
It's a bit dented. It was used to cover a very large roasting pan. In fact, it still has some traces of food stuck to it.
Okej. Bo technik też nie mogę go wziąć.
It's an old accounting ledger that still has a few blank pages left in it. From what's written in here, it looks like someone was using it as a diary. before ripping out almost all its pages and leaving it inside the oven in the trailer.
Przeczytam sobie to. Znów rozmawiał ze swoimi dziadkami, z moimi rodzicami. Traci się no coraz dłużej i coraz bardziej się o niego boję. Jego matka bardzo cierpi, postanowiliśmy włożyć do pudełka po ciastkach pistolet z 2 kulami w magazynku. Niech nam Bóg wybaczy, ale jeśli jego zabraknie, to nie będzie już dla nas przyszłości. Grzmot dobiegający z wyrwy w niebie wciąż przeraża Colina. Najwyższy uczynił wyrwę w niebiosach i wysyła swe anioły, aby wymierzyły nam sprawiedliwość. To był cytat. To słowo wielebnego Blake'a. To święty człowiek. Moi współpracownicy, koledzy, przełożeni, czy nikt już nie pamięta Roda Atkinsona, ale musimy być silni dla naszego synka. Nie możemy pozwolić, by wielka fala odebrała nam to, kim jesteśmy. Dokładnie. Tu mowa jest właśnie o Rodzie i jego synku. Jak z tego wyjść? Okej, dobra. Wyjdziemy sobie na zewnątrz. Nie wiem, czy już mogę wam powiedzieć, ale żebym zbytnio nie zaspoilerował. No, właśnie ten Colin jest chory, a te służby sprzątające, co wcześniej była taka scenka, że kogoś zabierali. Oni zabierają każdego chorego, który zachoruje. I robią jakieś różne rzeczy z nimi. No i ogólnie będzie się potem akcja o to odgrywała. Czy mogę tam podejść? O, mogę. Dobra. Bałem, że nie mogę.
That must be little Colin. Rod's son. Was that him I heard moaning and...
No okej, już słyszeliśmy. Pudełko.
It's hard to see clearly through all the grime on this glass. On the other side is the room where Rod and his family have locked themselves away.
Okej, dobra, czyli tu już wszystko zobaczyliśmy. Okej, tutaj... O, jeszcze tu jest przyczepa Roda, a chyba tego nie
In another
było.
context, this relic would be ready for the scrapyard. But here, Rod's trailer stands out like a mansion amid all these tents, plastic tarps, and pieces of cardboard.
Dokładnie. Wózek na zakupy, płonąca beczka, bezdomny. Szałasy.
A bunch of shacks, trying valiantly to stay standing in a sea of mud and trash. I can't imagine how it must be to live in one of them.
Okay. No właśnie, większość żyje w takich szałasach, oni mają taką możliwość mieszkania w takim przyczepie. Wózek na zakupy.
Hey, you! Don't even think of putting your paws on that shopping cart. Stay away from my stuff, or I swear I'll rip your guts out with my bare hands.
Okay, calm down. I won't touch anything.
Okej. Płonąca beczka.
Someone improvised a bonfire inside that drum. Although the smoke starts to irritate the lungs pretty quickly, it seems like the only heating system the camp inhabitants have.
Okej. Bezdomny.
He must be one of the inhabitants of the refugee camp. What the hell has he got in that shopping cart full of junk?
Okay. Porozmawiamy z nim.
Ouch! Damn it! I managed to rip open the sole of my foot in a rusty nail.
O kurde.
Hey, it's not a good idea to walk around barefoot in this enormous trash heap. You won't get very far without shoes.
Yeah, thanks for the tip.
The tip is yours to keep. But if you come near my things, you're a dead man. Understood? Wait, I recognize you. Aren't you the guy Rod's been taking care of in his trailer all this time?
Yes, I am. Do you know Rod?
Of course I do. Everyone in the camp knows Rod. You owe him your life. Don't doubt that for a second. Nowadays, no one in his right mind would do what he did for you, for a total stranger.
Yes, I'm very grateful to him. But tell me, can I ask you a few questions?
Słyszałem o gromie wybuchu wielkiej fali. O co ci chodzi? To słyszałem może... Opowiedz mi o Rodzie
Tell me
najpierw.
about Rod Atkinson.
Well, I don't know him very well, but they say he's decent enough. too decent for the times we're living in. Did you know that before coming here, he was someone important? I think he worked for the
Na
government.
zewnątrz, czyli na
And he
zewnątrz
still has
obozu.
some good contacts on the outside. But they're not good enough to get that stupid do-gooder and his family out of here.
Stupid do-gooder?
Well, you know how it is. Rod is one of those good Samaritans who think they can save the world. He has helped a lot of people in the camp, but I think he's going to run into problems. I reckon that he's too weak for these times. I don't know how long he'll be able to survive.
You said he had a son. A pretty good reason to hang on, don't you think?
Yes, Colin. I haven't seen that kid running around here for some time. Do you know if he's all right?
I don't know. I still haven't seen him. His father told me about him.
Well, I'm glad he's not anywhere near me. That brat doesn't have anything better to do than to try to snoop in my shopping cart.
Okej.
This shooting. Could you explain to me what just happened here?
Explain what exactly? That show the cleanup brigades put on? Someone got too chatty and ratted out a sick person, that's all. There's usually a pact of silence in the camp. No one likes to see one of their own in those ambulances. But in this case, the dissolved was a relative of one of the camp moles. Ironic, isn't it?
But they shot a man.
Yes, so they did. So what? The price of human life has gotten a lot cheaper lately. That needn't surprise anyone these days.
Wspomniałeś o
Did you
rozpuszczeniu.
say dissolved?
Of course, dissolved. But what the hell's wrong with you? Those people are a real plague. They're sick, and, so they say, highly contagious. Let me give you a piece of advice about them. If you see one, run the other way like he was the devil himself. Even if they don't give you that deadly disease or drive you crazy with their trances, the cleanup brigades will kill you for hiding one. You saw it with your own eyes. They don't even respect their own camp moles.
Dokładnie. Obozowy kret.
A camp mole? What is that exactly?
A spy, a stool pigeon. It's in the Army's interest to control the camp from inside. And so they pay some of the inhabitants to feed them information about what happens on this side of the fence. Who comes in, who goes out, who causes trouble, and, of course, who gets sick. They're scumbags, but very well-paid scumbags. And they have certain privileges that no one else in here has. Never trust a mole. They'll do anything to hang on to the favors the Army gives them in this hellhole.
Okay. I'll take your advice.
You're welcome. But stay away from the shopping cart or
No
I'll
ciągle
rip
tym
your guts out.
skupić.
Got it?
Jakby nie wiadomo co tam miał. Dobra, jeszcze
I've
jedno
been hearing
pytanie.
about an enormous explosion. The Great Wave. What on earth are they talking about?
But what kind of question is that? Where have you been all this time? Sleeping in a cave?
Go się zdało.
Well, you could say that.
The Great Wave is the reason we're confined here like animals. The entire world went to hell in a handcart that day, and we went with it.
Well, I'll be going on my way. Good luck to you, pal.
Just be sure to stay away from my things.
Ciągle tym samym będzie mówił. Za każdym razem. Okej, już raczej nie mamy o czym z nim rozmawiać. Pójdziemy do domu. Spróbujemy tą szafę otworzyć, bo Rod powiedział, że możemy sobie coś z niej wziąć.
Impossible. I'm afraid my host forgot.
Okej. Mamy sobie jeszcze...
The old closet Rod told me about. It's funny. With the glass on the door shattered, my reflection in the mirror is fragmented, like a photo ripped into little pieces and taped back together.
Okej. Właśnie możemy sobie... Już nie pamiętam dokładnie jak to robiłem. Co się stało? Możemy różnymi rzeczami mi coś robi. Biorę tak. O i może na przykład szafa.
If I want to open up the closet, this isn't the way.
No właśnie, i musimy jakoś otworzyć tą szafę. Nie pamiętam jak to robiłem.
I don't see anything here that could be covered. The oil lamp is the only source of light. Better not fool with it. I might end up in complete...
Dobra. Tutaj chyba nic nie zdziałamy. Okej, nie ma nic nowego do pytania. Widzimy, że jeszcze było można wyjść dalej. O tutaj, dobra.
No. With my foot in this condition, I wouldn't get very far. I think it
Zaszedłbym.
would be better to go back inside the trailer and try to take care of this wound. It doesn't look too good.
Z czego mam opatrzyć? Ja już nie pamiętam, bo już dawno temu to robiłem. Oj. Musimy jakoś to opatrzyć tą ranę. Na pewno musimy użyć takiej rzeczy. Co się z tym dzieje z tą walizką? Dobra. Może coś tu?
Use this here? How?
Jak? No nie wiem jak.
I don't see anything here that...
Może...
I don't think I'd gain anything.
No dobra. Idziemy na dwór. Nie wiem, do samochodu?
I don't think that's a good idea. All I can think of would be to use this lid as a hubcap, and a piece of junk that doesn't even have any tires left.
Może ten bezdomny
I
albo
don't see
szałasy?
anything here that could be...
Może bezdomnemu damy?
I'd better hold on to it. I don't think anyone else would be interested in this old dented piece of metal. I'm afraid there's already way too much trash inside that shopping cart.
Aha.
If I want to use something with it, maybe I should get closer to that window.
O, może coś będzie?
I don't see anything here that could be covered. I'm afraid I can't do...
No nie, tu raczej nie. O nie, przepraszam. Chciałem wyjść z tego okna. Dobra. Jeszcze chyba tego nie... Tutaj bezdomny
I'd better hold
był.
on to it.
No. O.
Let's see. I could swear that the lid is just the right size for this drum.
No, chyba udało nam się.
Perfect.
Idealnie. No co teraz?
Damn it! What's going on?
A, dym mu leci. Ten, się dusi.
This damn shithole is going to be the end of us.
Kloaka? Ołzyk, każe nam coś wziąć.
This quickly, before this man stops coughing.
This
Let's see
filthy
what we have
shithole
here.
is going to be the death of us.
Ugh. I don't see anything but rotten food, tattered clothes, and
Śmiecia.
trash. Wait a minute. It seems like there's also a small billfold with a bunch of credit
This
cards.
filthy shithole is going to be the death
What
of
the
us.
hell is this guy doing with so much plastic money?
Okej, może coś jeszcze będzie?
I have no intention of putting my... There's nothing else in that shopping...
They mean to kill us all. That's what they want.
Nie, gdzie on idzie? Ja chciałem tu do domu. Mamy tą kartę kredytową. Co możemy z niej zrobić?
I'm afraid that using the card with this...
No dobra, dobra, wchodzimy do domu.
What's going on?
Wejść do domu. I zobaczymy, co możemy zrobić. Musimy opatrzyć tą nogę.
I'm afraid it's no use. Let's see if I can do this.
Spróbujemy. O, udało się otworzyć.
The mechanism gave way on the first try, but the card is trashed. For my sake, I hope that guy outside never finds out about this.
Niestety się karta zniszczyła. To już nie mamy, no niestety. Otwarta szafa. A, zamknąłem szafę właśnie. No, co my tu mamy? Butelka whisky. To jeszcze się przeczytać. Czy... Co jest? Halo.
A high-proof whiskey, and by the looks of it, an expensive one. The bottle was hidden in Rod's closet. I suppose that despite his apparent strength, that man needs to escape his problems from time to time.
No pewnie tak. Dobra. Poszewka na
A
poduszkę.
plain iron pillowcase. Nothing like the grimy sheets on the bed I've been lying in all this time.
Okej, weźmiemy sobie ją. Okej. Stare
At
buty.
first glance, I'd say those old loafers are too big for me, but Rod offered me any clothes I might need, and I don't see anything else around here.
Czemu to zamknąłeś? Chciałem buty wziąć.
Not just yet.
Jestem gdzie?
I'm grateful to Rod for his hospitality,
Nie
but these
sobie
old shoes don't look very clean. It won't take more than a few hours for the wound on my foot to turn really ugly. And the last thing I need now is a serious infection.
Mam te whisky i mamy... Poszewkę. Może poszewką możemy sobie nogę opatrzyć? Bo
I took it out
buty?
of here. Why would I?
Na buty?
The pillowcase is quite large. It's not going to fit. The pillowcase is...
A po whisky? Do butów? Nie, to byłoby sens. Halo.
I'm not going to waste the whiskey on this. And those shoes wouldn't be much cleaner than they are now.
Cześć,
I'm
będę
not going to waste the whiskey. That would only make a puddle in the closet.
Kałużę w szafie, no dobra. Nie, notatnika raczej nie będziemy moczyć.
For now, it's
Czasem
just a pillowcase. I don't see any point in soaking it in
nie
liquor.
pić w alkoholu. Podejść tu, okej. Może możemy to na nogę założyć. Chyba nie. Ojejku.
What for? I'd only end up with an enormous... I don't see any way of using...
Może wylać się tu?
It doesn't look like it's having any effect.
No by nie. Chwila, może... A może poszewkę trzeba po prostu na łóżko położyć?
Why change the sheets? I've been lying there for months. So I'm hoping I...
Jestem spóźniony.
Okay. Let's see how well this protruding bed spring can cut.
Okej, zobaczymy. Aha, no i podarł mi poszewkę. Świetnie. Bandaże.
By slashing the pillowcase, I've been able to make some strips of white fabric. These bandages don't smell bad, and they're as clean as can be expected in a place like this.
Czyli bandaże chyba
I'll use a
możemy...
little of what's in the bottle to soak the bandages.
No właśnie. Kotne bandaże i pewnie teraz możemy do butów
This
nastawić.
wardrobe...
O tu.
Here goes. I'll use the bandages on my foot. I hope the alcohol is enough to keep it from getting infected.
No, zobaczymy. Okej, założył te buty.
Pray this improvised remedy doesn't lead to a delightful case of gangrene.
Gangrene.
What bastard put a lid on the drum? You tried to suffocate me, you bunch of assholes!
I think that guy out there just discovered the reason for a sudden coughing fit.
Some coward in this shithole wanted to suffocate me! Me! Who was it? Who was it? Come back here so I can give you back your lid, you son of a bitch!
Did you hear that noise, Rod? What's going on out there?
I don't know. I'll go have a look.
Rod idzie?
I think it's that poor drunk who's always hanging around the trailer. He's kicking up a fuss again. It's a good thing poor Colin can't hear his insults.
Don't ever say anything like that again, Rod.
I'm sorry, honey. I wasn't thinking.
On jest jaki chłopstwo. No, otwarte drzwi, nie zamknął. Nie zamknął drzwi.
What are you doing here? Get out of here! You've no business being in this room!
Rod, I'm sorry.
Ja się rozkurzył.
What's going on?
Get out of here, Michael!
Yeah.
You didn't see anything, understood? Out! Out!
Się odkurzył.
Excuse my outburst, Michael. I shouldn't have behaved that way. It's not like me. But this new world brings out the worst in all of us. It's just that I can't stand to see Colin suffer this way. So for your own good, please, stay away from this room.
Away? Why?
It's no use trying to hide it. You're bound to find out sooner or later. Colin is very sick.
Właśnie Colin jest
And
chory.
the authorities claim his illness is highly contagious.
Highly contagious? Is he one of the dissolved?
Michael, I won't let anyone use that word in my house.
Jak się rozkurzy.
Yes, Colin caught that damn disease.
What exactly does the disease consist of?
I don't know, Michael. No one really does. The only news is what the army brings us. They say the disease is highly contagious, and it's our duty to turn over all victims to the cleanup brigades. But no one has ever come back after being carried off in one of those ambulances. No one. So we can't let them take Colin, do you understand?
Yes, of course I understand.
They say that all the victims are condemned, that there's no salvation for anyone. That at the end of their suffering and their trances lies certain death. I think that even the army is afraid of the victims. Really strange things happen around them, Michael. Things you wouldn't believe.
Okej.
What things happen around people infected with the disease?
Strange things with no possible explanation. In their trances, they go places, Michael. They bring back information. They know things. They talk to people who are no longer with us. And we've been living like this for weeks. The things that are happening around Colin are getting more and more confusing and hard to bear.
Talking to the dead? Jesus. This man's nerves are shot from the exhaustion and stress. But how did Colin get infected?
We don't know. No one knows how the disease is spread. The only thing we know is that the disease appeared after the catastrophe and that it's spreading like wildfire.
So the Great Wave brought the dissolved with it?
Yes, but don't use that word again. Not in this house, anyway. It's so cruel and disrespectful. In effect, that's the only thing we know for sure about all this insanity. The Great Wave took everything
Temat
from
jest
us
bardzo trudny tej gry.
and left us with this epidemic.
What's happening to Colin is terrible. If only there was something I could do.
Well, Michael, you can help us. I'm convinced that our finding you was no coincidence. You've got to help us.
But you said yourself that all the victims are condemned. What can I do?
No, all is not lost. In the camp, there are rumors of a cure.
Ale to
It
kiepsko
seems
zaległo.
that in the city, on the other side of the fence, the victims have access to a drug. But we can't get it here. And my contacts out there, well, let's just say they can't do anything to help.
Okej. Napiłem się.
So there's a drug that can cure them.
Yes, but they say that producing it takes a long time and is very expensive. And so it's reserved for city dwellers who can afford to pay for it. Get us that drug, Michael. I beg of you, please.
Fajnie, że nie miałem ani grosza.
Colin's time is running out.
Getting involved looks dangerous. I saw that shooting out there. There's also the possibility of infection.
Infection? Are you afraid for your life, Michael? Without our help, you'd be dead right now.
Nic
Dead.
nie racji.
Don't forget that. What's more, I could help you in return. I could help you get back what you lost. Don't you see?
Give me back what I lost? But you hardly know me, Rod.
I know the essential part, Michael. I know that you're a blankhead.
Blankhead? What the devil does that mean?
A blankhead is a person with no memories, who can't remember anything. It seems that the Great Wave had an enormous neurological impact on certain people, Michael. You're not the only one. Or even the worst case. There are people who even forgot how to talk and how to walk after the explosion. Some ended up dying of starvation. They forgot what food looked like, how to chew it, even that eating was a necessity. You can consider yourself lucky. You still remember how to keep yourself alive. And that's the important thing. The natural recovery process is slow. It can take months, if at all. Listen to me, Michael. A man without memories is just a shadow, or even worse, he's nobody. I still have some contacts out there. I was an important man in the municipal government. I could trace your name, your data in public records, your fingerprints. I could restore your whole life in the blink of an eye. But please, help us.
I'm grateful for your help, Rod, and for everything you people have done for me. But
listen to me, Michael. We know that it's possible that our son is condemned to die. In fact, my wife and I have everything prepared for when he leaves us. Our child is the only thing that keeps us holding on in the new world. Nothing would have any meaning for us without him. So if there is even the slightest chance of saving him, we are prepared to do whatever it takes. Please, Michael, help us. For God's sake, listen to him. He's just a child.
Rod, come in here, quickly!
Bring us that cure, and we'll help you get your life back. Colin is our only hope in this new world. Help us save our future, and I'll give you back your past. I promise you. Goodbye, Michael.
No, goodbye.
No, wait. Bring a drug? Is he out of his mind? That man wants me to put his son's life in my hands? I can barely remember who I am. And I probably wouldn't last more than a few hours out there. But Rod was right. A man without a past is nothing more than a shadow. He offered to help me get my life back, my memories. So if I want answers, I have only one possible course of action. To get that drug.
Dobra, więc ja wychodzimy na zewnątrz, zaprosimy sobie grę zaraz.
Wait a minute. Before leaving, I should write down everything important I find
okay.
out in this notebook. It might come in handy if, as Rod says, I'm one of the blankheads the Great Wave left in its wake.
Okay. Zobaczymy, co on tam napisał. To są te strony, a to będą to, co on pisał. Rod obiecał, że pomoże mi odzyskać moją przeszłość w zamian za lek dla rozpuszczonych. No okej. No to jest ta pokrywka. Dobra, to chyba już wszystko powiedzieć. Możemy chyba wejść tutaj dalej. Zobaczymy, co tam będzie. Okej, możemy w lewo albo w prawo iść.
Damn it! What's going on? It's amazing. Everything's changing again.
Drugi raz.
Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
Dobra, zapiszemy tę grę. Jakby co, żebyśmy mieli... czekaj. Tak. Dobra. Kontynuuj. Podświetlimy sobie namioty.
A quick glance at these tents is enough to make you realize how forsaken these poor people are, confined against their will inside the camp.
Budowany
Although it
dom.
looks hastily and shoddily built, it's surprising to see a brick-and-mortar building amid all these shacks in the refugee camp. No doubt this must belong to someone important, or with very good contacts in here. Although it looks hastily and shot, it's surprising to see a brick-and-mortar building. No doubt this must belong to...
Okej, dobra. Tu mamy
It's
płot.
the enormous fence around the perimeter of the camp, with surveillance from the towers and on the ground. This barbed wire fence intensifies the feeling of claustrophobia in here, making it even more suffocating.
Dokładnie, a tam w tyle widać stare miasto. No to miasto, które zostało zniszczone.
In
Horyzont.
the distance you can see the skyline of the city. It doesn't seem that far away. From what people say, things work somewhat better there. Could that be true?
Na razie lepiej nie pójdźmy do tych strażników, bo
It
nie
looms
dobrze
there
nam
at the
zrobią.
edge of the camp, like an impenetrable wall. Has anyone ever tried to escape this rat's nest?
Dobra, pójdziemy sobie na razie w prawo. Potem w lewo się pójdziemy. Okej, co to jest? Więcej złomu i
A thick
śmierci.
wall of scrap metal, debris and rusty metal surrounds this place on all four sides. It's a good 20 feet high. I can't believe it manages to stay up.
Okej.
Cars, machinery, steel, cement, even the skeleton of an old construction crane. This place is a veritable cemetery of the industrial age.
Dobra.
This
Generator.
noisy electric generator seems very old and decrepit, but it works.
Mógł go wziąć?
Hey, keep your hands away from that thing, pal, if you want him to stay attached to you.
Okay, I just wanted to see it up close. There's no reason to get nervous.
Zbiornik na
Enormous
wodę.
rusty tank designed to collect rainwater. Everything indicates that the Great Wave wiped out the concept of running water in one fell swoop. At least on this side of the fence.
Korzyści, stolik
These
do gry.
guys have improvised a card table for their poker game by putting a plank on top of two old tires. There's no doubt that necessity has sharpened the resourcefulness of the people who live in the camp.
Okej.
A few
Money?
lousy coins.
What exactly do you think you're doing? Just try putting those grubby little fingers on those coins, and we'll chop them off and use them for poker chips. Hey, will you quit bothering us already?
Tyle gości.
The wreck of an old ice cream truck. I don't reckon it's going anywhere. It looks like the enormous skeleton of a beached whale.
Dobra, to jakaś dziewczyna.
Hello, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Excuse me? What did you call me?
You're Mr. Sleepyhead. I saw you sleeping in Colin's trailer. I'm so glad you're awake now.
Spałem bardzo dużo chorego pan śpioch.
Mr. Sleepyhead? No, that's not my name. I'm Michael.
No, you're just trying to fool me. You're Mr.
Co za kobieta.
Sleepyhead. My name is Rose.
There's something odd about this girl's behavior. It's true that she's very young, but she talks like a little girl. Nice to meet you, Rose. I wasn't asleep. I was sick for a long time in that trailer.
No, you weren't sick. You were sleeping. Like a big brown bear, Sir Sleepyhead. Sometimes I used to watch you sleeping in Rod's house, and you would grunt in your sleep like a bear. A great big lazy bear, Mr. Sleepyhead. But I'm glad you're awake now. I like your voice. You sound like a knight in a fairy tale.
Okej, ja zaraz wracam. Okej, jestem.
So, do you know Rod and Colin too?
Of course. I go over to their house a lot. Well, when they let me out of the van, that is. Rod and his wife have been very nice to me. Sometimes they let me play with Colin. We're very good friends. Are you a friend of Rod's and Colin's too, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Śpią.
Yes, I'm friends with them too.
Do you want me to tell you a secret, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Of course.
I have your old clothes. The ones you were wearing when Rod and his wife found you. I have them in the van. They were going to throw them away, but they gave them to me to wrap my baby in. He'll be cold now that winter's coming.
Your baby? You have a baby, Rose?
Yes, I have a baby, but he's not with me right now.
Zgubiło
Got
się?
lost. Have you seen him? Do you know where he is? I have another secret to tell you, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Back in the van, Rose, now. Move your ass. Get in there.
Another secret? Just a minute. Wait!
Get in that van, Rose.
It's a very important secret, Mr. Sleepyhead. Something about you. Something about before the Great Wave. But first I have to find my baby. Have you seen him?
Come on, Rose, you heard me. You don't want to get us mad now, do you?
I have to go. Goodbye, Mr. Sleepyhead.
Poor girl. She's obviously mentally ill. She's just a little girl in a grown-up's body.
Dokładnie.
And you, if you want to go in there with her, you got to pay like everybody else.
Okej, on coś zapisał. Przeczytam co tam. Okej. Roz ma jakiś sekret związany z moim życiem przed wielką falą. Skąd może mieć takie informacje i czego one dotyczą? Może porozmawiamy ze zbirami.
Hey, you guys. You talking to us?
No, wpuśćcie mnie do wódkowódki.
Let me into the van. I just want to talk to Rose for a few minutes.
Of course, it's none of our business what you want to do with her. But if you go into the van, you gotta pay the price. Got any money on you?
No, I don't have any on me.
Then come back when you do and quit bothering us. We have a very busy schedule, you know?
The girl said something about a secret involving me. Something from before the Great Wave. It seemed important. But what is it? Maybe it was a product of her madness. But I need to talk to her inside that van to get some answers. I'll come back with the money.
Now that sounds much better. I see that we're starting to speak the same language.
Okej, tylko Steama włączę. Mam nadzieję, że mi się nie stanie z grą. Okej, chwila. Już to włączam. Dobra, włączyłem, jeszcze tutaj zobaczę, czy powiadomienie mam na YouTubie. Zobaczę, co za powiadomienie. No dobra, chyba nic ważnego. Teraz już OBS-a sprawdzę. Wszystko działa? Chyba tak. Dobra, więc wracamy do gry. Okej. Ta biedaczka ma coś takiego.
That poor girl's not right in the head. She acts like a little girl. How can you people be so unscrupulous?
Rose is an adult. She's earning a living. Like we're all trying to in this camp.
Mind your own business, pal.
You're abusing a poor, disturbed girl.
Us? Taking advantage of Rose? Us? You want to insult us?
We're giving her room and board. She's got nothing to complain about. But she's got to work. That's the only thing we ask of her in return. That's the way things work now.
Bring us the money, then you can get in the van with her. Hey, do us a favor and spare us all that sanctimonious crap from the old world, pal. Don't waste our time.
Okej, jeszcze
Is that an electric generator? I've seen very few of these around here.
Yeah, in this hellhole, you can count them on the fingers of one hand.
Nowadays, you can't buy generators like this anywhere. And with the power grid all blown to hell, you can bet that one of these is worth more than your life.
We use it to light Rose's room. We like to protect our, investments. So don't get too close to it. These things are very fragile. And they have a bad habit of getting lost. Now, we wouldn't want that to happen, would we?
No to chyba już na tyle z nimi. Raczej już nic nam nie powiedzą nowego. Pójdziemy sobie teraz w lewo, zobaczymy co tam będzie. Musimy jakoś te pieniądze zdobyć. Okej, to jakiś domek. Murowany budynek. No, co tu mam?
Dented, dirty, and in pretty bad shape. In this corner of the camp, there are drums stored everywhere you look. Someone placed a bunch of those rusty drums up against the wall. Ugh. They smell like liquor and industrial oil. Oh, Jesus. The cocktail of odors is nauseating.
Podejdziemy do nich.
Okay, here goes. It's impossible to budge these drums at all. I don't know what they contain, but whatever it is, it weighs a ton.
No, no. Tu mamy jeszcze beczki.
Dozens of stored drums stacked chaotically. What the devil could be in them? And who might want to keep them here?
Murowany
Another
budynek.
brick and mortar building. That's the second one I've seen inside the camp. These structures stand out like mansions in the misery that dominates this place. Its owner must be someone important.
Przewód elektryczny.
It's a thick cable that runs along that building's roof, but I can't see it very well from here. It's too high.
No, jeszcze mamy lampa.
This bright light leaves no doubt about where the entrance to the building is. There are some insects fluttering around it that end up getting scorched by the heat and dropping dead.
Dobra, porozmawiamy z tym mieszkańcem.
Hello.
Hello, son. Would you like to get a little closer to the fire?
Thanks, mister. This is a rather isolated part of the camp. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm waiting. That's all. Just waiting.
You're waiting. And what is it you're waiting for exactly?
Nothing in particular. The usual. For the fire to go out. For sunrise. For it to get cold again. I'm waiting for something to change. Or for everything to stay as it is. I'm just waiting. You're too young to understand.
It's starting to get cold. Where's your tent? Or your trailer?
Yes, I had a tent once. They issued me one when I decided to enter the refugee camp after the Great Wave. A trailer was out of the question. They went to the families with the best contacts. Ah, you know how it is. Even in purgatory, some people are more equal than others.
And where's your tent now?
It was stolen from me a while back. They fetch a good price on the black market now.
Stolen? But how could anyone...
You seem to be new in the camp, am I right? These things happen nowadays. It's best to take things as they come. The reality of the new world is very simple, son. The soldiers and the moles do whatever they like on this side of the fence.
To jest ten problem.
And the hunter and his men run the black market and all the dirty rackets. I suggest you memorize all this.
The hunter? I've exchanged a few words with him, but I hardly know him. Yes, the man who protected me during all the shooting. He seems like someone with good connections and some answers. Could he know anything about the drug for treating the dissolved? Do you know where I can find him?
You can find him in those barracks at the back. That's his, well, let's say it's his logistics office. Now, the hunter is very dangerous. Watch your step around him and his men. I happened to meet his father when he was young. He was a violent, degenerate son of a bitch. A real asshole. And I'm afraid his son has followed in his footsteps.
You say that you decided to enter the camp. Does that mean that people weren't forced to come here?
Oh, no. Of course not. Why would they have to force us? The catastrophe hit the city hard. Those of us who had lost our homes were invited to come here. In principle, it was temporary, just until the authorities got the situation under control and started rebuilding. We used to have food, water, and a place to sleep.
But now it's more like a prison camp than a refugee center. What happened?
I don't really know. I guess something went wrong. The new housing they promised us never got built. And in the end, the army seized control of the camp. The food ran out, and then the water supply. Nobody bothered to replace them. Seems like our lives didn't matter anymore.
I see.
In time, things in here started to get very ugly. There were riots, uprisings, and the army decided to close the gates of the camp without any notice. One day they decided that no one could enter or leave here. Well, actually, people still could. Enter, that is. Now, this is where anyone who gets in the way in the city ends up. Or anyone they don't know what to do with.
So, this has turned into something like a concentration camp.
That's right, son. That's exactly what
Bazy
it is.
koncentracyjne.
You know, it's funny. I remember when my father told
Wojny
us
Euro.
about the war in Europe. About all the persecution,
Bydlety
deportations,
wagonów.
those overcrowded cattle cars. That all sounded to us like an old movie. An old horror movie.
Czyli pewnie akcja jest rozgrywana w
Look
Ameryce.
at us now. I guess some things never change. They just stop being visible for long enough for us to forget about them.
No więc wojna w Europie była cięższa niż to, co tutaj było. No to też jest straszne.
Let's talk about something else. So tell me, is there any way to get out of the camp?
I'm sorry, son. The only way to get out of this camp is to know someone important who can pull strings for you. Or to become a camp mole. Those traitorous scumbags have gate passes.
I see.
I'm not surprised you want to get out of this shithole. You've no doubt got something to do or someone to find out there. Well, they say things are better in the city. That there's order and that things are starting to function again. But who knows? Well, at least they have Reverend Blake and the consolation of Suicide Park.
Wielebny Blake. Park. Dobra, po kolei.
Suicide Park? What's that?
Just a song that drifts into the refugee camp from the other side of the fence now and then. And the first dark stars come out to hang from the sky. We could sit and count them together, you and I, when the sun departs from Suicide Park. I'm sure you still have some hopes, some dreams. I'm afraid you're just too young to understand it.
A właśnie. Jak się jeszcze gra w tą grę wieczorem, to jest straszny klimat, naprawdę. Jest straszny, ale jest bardzo fajny klimacik.
Who's Reverend Blake?
He's a preacher who sometimes comes from the city to bring us a little comfort. Now, some people make jokes about him, but many of us believe that he's a prophet. You should hear him speak sometime. His words etch themselves deeply into your soul. That's why he has so many followers inside and outside the camp.
And what was the extent of the Great Wave's impact? How are things beyond the city?
Truth is, I couldn't tell you. In the first days, the chaos was so overwhelming that no one worried about anything beyond their own backyard. We victims were disoriented, cut off from the world. Then I came into the camp and news from far-off places doesn't reach this prison. I'm afraid you'd have to leave here to get the answer to that question.
Dobra.
I should be going on my way. Have a pleasant wait, mister.
W tym miejscu sobie zapiszemy grę. I dalej już nie będziemy sobie ogrywać na razie na tym live'ie. No właśnie. Fajna gierka to, nie? Będziemy sobie ją kontynuowali na live'ach i będzie oczywiście zapis z live'a i będziemy sobie ją obejrzeć po live, więc myślę, że bardzo fajnie. No i tak, no. Mam kilka jeszcze odcinków do zmontowania i zrenderowania. No już mogę chyba scenę przerzucić. Myślę, że nic się nie stanie, dobra. Grę sobie już wyłączę. Już ją włączam. Okej, i... Dobra, włączyłem. No i tak. Mam kilka filmów do zrenderowania, muszę to zrobić dzisiaj albo jutro, żeby w najbliższych dniach móc coś wrzucić. No i tak, no. Zobaczymy, co się dzieje. Mamy ile tego live'a? 1,5 godziny? No coś około 1,5 godziny. No właśnie, dobra, chyba już będziemy kończyć ten materiał. Znaczy ten materiał, tego live'a. Już muszę coś zjeść. No i mam jeszcze kilka spraw do załatwienia. Więc dobra, mam nadzieję, że będziecie ze mną na live i żeby wam się spodobał ten live. Następny będzie za... Nie wiem w sumie kiedy jeszcze. Na pewno będzie, to wam obiecuję, ale jeszcze dokładnej daty nie znam, więc... No właśnie. Dobra, więc dzięki za bycie ze mną na live. No i do następnego live'a. Cześć!